Not nice. Stop people-pleasing, staying silent, and feeling guilty. By Aziz Gazipura. This summary is brought to you by Hook My Book. The author argues that being nice is not always good, and that being less nice can lead to being more kind, generous, and loving people. He discusses how the idea of being nice comes from a fear of displeasing others, and how being nice can make us secretly less loving and more burnt out over time. He provides a step-by-step guide for breaking out of the nice cage, and provides examples from his own life of how he broke free. Nice is a word that people use often, but seldom stop to think about. Nice is a feeling or emotion that people have when they are polite and friendly. Other people might describe you as being nice. Your gut reaction to being nice may be positive, or it may be negative. Nice is good, and it's the same as the other positive virtues. We need to start by defining nice, and then show what it is different from the other virtues. When someone asks you to be nice, it means to act in a way that is pleasing to them and does not offend them. It can include things like being warm and friendly, laughing and joking, and appearing interested in what others are saying. If you are following the request, you might refrain from discussing controversial topics, asking probing questions, or challenging others. The opposite of nice is being real. It's being direct, honest, and truthful. It's saying what you really think, expressing how you really feel, and sharing what's true for you in that moment. This authenticity allows others to see and know the real you, which allows you to really feel love and connection. The author is discussing how being nice can be a trap. It can be hard to be blunt with someone, and it can be hard to tell them that you don't like them. This can lead to people avoiding any negative interactions and running away from reality. Your childhood may have taught you that being nice is important in order to receive love and approval. This can include behaving in a certain way, such as being obedient or having a good attitude, or saying nice things to others. The approval seeker is the part of us that wants people to like us, hates conflict, disconnection, and discord. It is the part that wants everything to be smooth and for everyone to get along. This desire can become problematic when we are being nice, and we become identified with the approval seeker inside of us. Our primary goal in life becomes getting approval from others. The author discusses how the need for approval can be a strong driving force in an individual's life, and how it can have a negative impact on overall well-being. It provides examples of how the need for approval can show up in different situations, and how to become better at spotting it when it happens. Destructive guilt is the guilt that most people feel most of the time. It is a chronic sense of failing others, falling short, not doing something right, not being good enough, and otherwise being bad. Destructive guilt is created by breaking a rule, even if you are unaware of the rule you are breaking. The underlying rule that is being broken is usually something that is not realistic or manageable. The rules that we use to determine whether we are good or bad come from our inner critic. This inner critic is constantly evaluating what we do, think, and feel, and if we have rules that are unrealistic or impossible to follow, we suffer. This can take many forms, including having a low self-esteem, not reaching out to others, and not offering our opinions. Changing our rules can liberate us from years of oppressive guilt and transform our relationships. Anger, conflict, and difficulty in relationships are all bad things. We try to avoid them by being nice and friendly, but this only creates partial connection and partial fulfillment. We are too scared to be ourselves and get close to others. We need to step up and be brave and let conflict and disagreement happen. By doing this, we can experience a rich, fulfilling, meaningful life. People can become too nice, which can have negative consequences. The 5 major costs of being too nice are as follows. 1. Anxiety and stress, often feeling anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed. 2. Health problems, such as stomach pain, heartache, or depression. 3. Loneliness, feeling isolated or alone. 4. Guilt, feeling like you're doing something wrong or are a bad person because of how you're acting. 5. Anger, feeling angry, frustrated, or resentful. To liberate yourself from being too nice, you need to recondition and train yourself. You have countless unconscious, habitual responses to situations that might cause you to respond with niceness, submissiveness, guilt, approval-seeking, and conflict avoidance before you are even aware you're doing it. How many times have you decided you are going to be more assertive and direct, or speak your honest opinion in a situation, or confidently approach people at a party, only to get there and stay small, quiet, and on the sidelines? Right in the moment of action our boldness and resolve leave us, and we quickly revert to our nice and safe behaviors. Then, afterward, we might beat ourselves up about it, which in no way moves us forward. It's just an unhelpful pattern that operates outside of our conscious control. The author writes that we have the right to do things like approach anyone we want to talk to, change the subject or end the conversation whenever we want, interrupt someone who is speaking, and say no to anything without needing to give a reason. We also have the right to ask for what we want, to offer anything to anyone, and to change our minds. The opposite of nice is not to be mean, cruel, harsh, attacking, careless, heartless, or bad. The opposite of nice is power, boldness, and authenticity. Power is your ability to choose your direction, action, and destiny. It's your ability to feel equal to those around you, rather than inferior. It's your ability to stand tall, look people in the eye, and be powerful on this planet, a force for good, a force to be reckoned with. Boldness is your ability to hurdle over risks and dive into the unknown. It's your ability to break free from the herd, to do what others dare not because it's too dangerous or reckless, but because they are too timid and cling to safety and certainty. It's your ability to speak up and say what needs to be said when the rest of the room is looking down at their toes and studying their shoelaces. The good news is, even though it's scary, boldness is always rewarded in the long run. Always. Authenticity is your ability to be you. It's funny that we must cultivate this ability. And yet with all our nice person training and other conditioning, it seems to be so. Authenticity is your ability to look inward and know who you are, what you perceive, what you think, what you feel, what you want, and what you believe. It's your ability to honor and respect all you see, to love what you see, so that you may boldly bring it forth and share yourself with the world. When we say, no, we are indicating that we do not want to do something. We can choose to say, no, when we want to and need to, or we can continue to avoid saying no, and continue to play nice to avoid the disapproval of others. Saying no allows us to have power in our lives, which includes our personal power, our ability to choose to do something and act on it, and our sense of choice, autonomy, and freedom. Finally, the author is saying that being nice is more comfortable than being direct, which can be uncomfortable. You can't intellectualize your way out of this situation, you have to go through it. You have to meet new people, date, and have relationships to build up your social life, which can be uncomfortable. To grow your business, pursue your dream career, or rise to the highest levels in a company, you have to be uncomfortable. End of the summary. Thanks for listening.